This is standard 8, lesson number 2, Dick Whittington and his cat, continuation. Now, I was talking about Dick, that the next morning when he woke up there in London, what happened? He was cold, miserable and very hungry. So, he was feeling very bad and he was hungry also. Now, when cold weather is cold, what happens to our body? It requires energy, right? And we feel hungry. Our body starts feeling hungry. If we are eating food, then what happens? Energy is created and it helps us to fight with the cold. Then our body remains warm enough to adjust to the climate and weather. But he was feeling hungry. There was nobody to help him out in this situation, and people, when he went there to them to ask for help or to provide him some food, what they said, they mistreated him and they told him that you are a lazy fellow. You are a lazy fellow. That's why you are begging like this. And what happened after that? He was going on asking for food and help, but there was no help and no food given to him. And at last, he fell down. He collapsed. He fainted there. And luckily, now see his luck. Luckily, he fell down in front of Mr. Friswarren's house. Now, who was this Mr. Friswarren? He was a very rich ship merchant. He was a very rich person, and he saw him. He said that, what happened to this boy? Who is this? So he asked him. So he said that, from where you are? So he said, I am not having any place to stay. I am alone and I am feeling very hungry also. So what happened then? This Mr. Friswarren, he called up his cook from his mansion, from his house. There was a big house, and that cook came and he told that cook that you take this boy there in house and give him place to stay also and some food first. Feed him properly and see to it that if any work is there for him, give it to him. And in kitchen. So whatever work is there, ask him to do, he will do. So now Mr. Friswarren, he was the only person in whole London who gave this boy a place to stay and food to eat. So he helped him. He didn't saw that he didn't felt like that I am so rich person, I am so big person, why I should bother about this boy who is just falling down, he has fallen down in front of my gate and house. Let him be like that. I am having many work to do. I am having many responsibility to do. So he didn't walk off from that place, but he stood there. He saw that boy. He asked his condition. He asked him what is the need, and he helped him. He tried to help him in a better way. Now this Dick started to stay in this big house. And every now and then, this cook, she was scolding him unnecessarily, beating him, and every for now, small things she used to scold him and become angry on him. So this Dick was upset with that. And the place that he was given to stay, that was a very the topmost part of the house, and there was all darkness there, and he started staying there. But what problems that he faced was there was rats coming on him, dancing on him, jumping on him, and he said what to do about this rat. But he started staying there, adjusting there. He didn't say that, he didn't complain about it, that this is my problem. Now what happened? As he was working there, he was given some money also as a salary, and he got this salary. He started saving this few money, some money with him, and what happened? He bought a cat. As he bought this cat, that cab. So this problem was solved. But the other problem that he was facing was the trouble from the cook. And one day that cook scolded him so badly that he was very upset, he felt very bad, he got hurted, and he said, what is this, that without any reason, without any fault, without any mistake, this cook is every now and then after me and mistreating me. So he was and harassed me. So that was very much, he got very much upset and hurt. So he said that he decided to go from this house. He said, now this is not, I will not stay here anymore. And he started. Now he went out of the house after reaching after passing a certain distance. There was a church there. And he started hearing the church bell, sound of church bells. Now, and the music that was coming, the sound that it was coming there, it was very mesmerizing for him. It was that like something, that message is given to him. And it was like that, turn again Dick Whittington, thou mayor of London. Now he said that why this message is I am getting on this yours. There is nobody telling me anything. But at that point of time, who was talking to him? Almighty was talking to him. That there was something that was inside. Now, every now and then in our day-to-day life also, if we are praying to Almighty, He gives us some kind of signal for our betterment. And if we have this ears, it is not this ears, but it is ears of our mind and heart. And if we hear that voice from that heart and mind, what happens? We can understand the message. And this boy was very innocent. His heart was pure. And that's why he heard this message very clearly, that turn back. And as he went, he thought for a while that is it good for me to go away of that house, or whether it is good for me to go again in that house. So he decided that is what this message is there for me, that I have to turn back. And he turned away back and went into that house again. Now that day what happened? He started staying there, doing his work, doing his job. Now Mr. Fitzwarren announced one day that I am sending a ship to African coast. Where? Which place? African coast. To trade, for trading. Trading was business. And what he used to do? He used to load his ship with all the things, goods, and he used to go to the new places and he used to sell there, and whatever he used to get money in that return, a very good amount of money. And then he asked everyone there that today I want one special thing from your side, at least one thing of your own that you possess, that is yours, to be loaded on the ship. And everyone in the house, everyone, those who were working for him, they gave one article. Some might have given sweaters, some of them might have given their favorite vessel or utensil or plate or dish or glass or cup. Yes. Now Dick was not having anything, so Mr. Fitzwarren asked him that you are not having anything to give of your own. So he said no. So his daughter Alice, he said that instead of Dick, I will give something to you. But father said, Mr. Fitzwarren said that no, I want Dick only to produce the thing that is there of his own on the ship, and in return I will give him a good amount of money. If whatever thing he is loading on the ship, if it is sold at a very good price, that whole money will be Dick's only. And Dick said, okay, I am having only one cat, that is Pet, and she is very good mouse catcher. So he said, okay, you give it to the captain. So captain was delighted. He was happy to see that cat on ship, that he will get rid of the rats that are there already in the ship. And that ship started with that cat, Dick's cat on the journey. Now days passed and that ship reached to this coast of Africa, Barbary, and there he went there. He loaded his anchor there and he stopped his ship there and he sent a message to the king. Now the people who were living on the coast, they were called the Moors. Who were they called? The Moors. And the message was sent by him to king and queen that I am the captain of this ship and I am having many articles with me to for selling. So I want your permission to come to you and show you these all things, and I will be very much happy to meet you. So what happened there? This message the king and queen they received, and they invited captain to meet him. Now when they meet him, when they were on the table, now it was a custom, right? Whenever guest is coming, someone great, so even at our house we do have this thing that we try to serve them with good things to eat, right? We are giving them good respect and we are welcoming them, right? So this captain was also welcomed in a very great manner, and all the dishes one by one it was placed by the cooks. And what happened then? As the food was served, within no time, rats started coming there, and not one or two but many, and from all the sides they started to jump on the table, and within no time they ate all the food. Now that there was no food left on the plates. And then the captain was surprised that, what is this all? This is a big problem that you are facing, and you are not doing anything for it. So there was no reply. They said that we are helpless. We tried many things to get rid of that, but we are not able to do anything about it. This problem. It's everywhere. Rats are everywhere. So this captain, he said, I am having solution to your problem. So the king and queen said, okay, give it fast. We will try to give you whatever, as much wealth for that solution. So he said that solution is the cat that I am having. Its name is Pus. Now this Pus, or you can pronounce it Pus also, but we have Pus. Okay. Now Pus, it's the name of this cat, and it will be surely a good solution for this problem. So the queen said, okay, you bring it fast, and I will pay you great wealth and gold and jewels, everything. And the cat was brought to that palace, and it was a good mouse catcher, and within no time the problem was little solved, and the king and queen were very much happy to see that, and they gave much of the wealth, jewels were there given, gold was given in exchange of this cat, a prize of this cat. Now very happily, when the captain returned back to Mr. Fitzwarren with his ship and told all the story to him, Mr. Fitzwarren he heard it, and he said he was on his words. He said that this all belongs to Dick, and he was having only one thing with him, and he gave it to me, and I had promised that whatever wealth, whatever exchange it will be getting, this thing will be getting, it will be given to Dick. Now when he went back to the home, he called Dick and he said that from today onwards, this boy will be not called only Dick but Mr. Whittington, because you you are now a rich man. You are no longer a poor boy. The boy that was hated by everyone. The boy who was mistreated by everyone. The boy who was harassed by everyone. Now today what happens? See, drastically, within one day, within a moment, his identity was changed. There was a transformation from the poor side to a rich side. Yes or no? A poor boy to a rich man now. Now see here. Why it happens like that, we don't understand. But it is said that if you are good enough, if you are doing your things properly, if you are doing your duties and responsibilities properly, with honesty, with dedication, whatever hard work you are doing, and if you are helping anybody with your good heart, what happens? That help is seen by Almighty and you get returns of it in multiples. It is not in one or two times, but it is in multiples. You cannot judge, or you cannot count that happiness that you get and the blessing that you get from this blessings. Understood? So this is how he was having only one thing with him, and that one thing also he gave it. Many a times Almighty tests us that whether we are ready to give that one thing, what we possess, what it is there, what is our favorite, and when we give it for some betterment, when we give it for as a help, that help is multiplied, it is doubled, it is 10 times it is given, it is pressed and it is given to us. And you never know at what time it will be there in your life, but it will be surely there. And you will experience that. You will be surprised to see that goodness, that blessing in your life. And this thing only happened that when Dick cat was given to this king of African queen. So what they did, not in one or tens, but in many, they gave much more compared to that cat, and that was uncountable. Understood? So it was too much wealth for this poor boy. Now, and this transformation was held. That is, from poor boy he became a very respectful rich person. And Mr. Chris Warren declared that from now onwards nobody will call him Dick Wise but Mr. Whittington. And everyone was surprised to see this, that how come this boy life changed. Understood? How come he got all this thing? And after some time, this Friswarren, Mr. Friswarren, this boy, Dick started to assist him. He started giving him what I call in business. He got a partnership and he started doing business. He started looking into it. He learned it, and after that, what happened? That he became a rich person. He got experience of doing a business, and slowly his name and fame was everywhere. He was very much famous, and this king, he was awarded by King of London, and he became Sir. His Sir name, this whole title was given to him, that is Sir Dick Whittington. And after that, he used to help many poor people. He never lagged behind. He was helpful person, and he never forgot that he is belonging. He never forgot his roots, that from where he came up, and that's why he was helping every needy person. And after some time, he married the daughter of Mr. Friswarren, that is Alice. He got married to her, and after some time he became the mayor also. So he got this rank. He slowly in his life, what happened? He started moving ahead of his step. One by one, he started climbing up the ladder of success, and he became a very successful man. So the church, the bells sound that it sounded at that time when he decided to move out of the house, and the bell ringing that he heard, and he heard something message from it, and he turned back. If that time he would have not turned back at that particular point of time, and if he would have moved ahead, his life would be somewhere else. He would have landed up somewhere else. There would be some different direction and dimension to his life. So again, at that particular point, he started to think that if I would have not responded and reacted to that message and heard about that message, and I would have not turned again, I would be my life would be not so successful. So for us also, there are many times Almighty speaks to us, talks to us. It's up to us how we are responding, how much we are hearing, and what we do. Our actions are much more considered at that particular time. Many a time people heard this voices, they heard this intuitions, they could get this all things in their minds, but they don't do it like that. They do something else, and what happens? They land up in a different areas of their life. But if we are really hearing the voice of Almighty, if we are doing good works, if our behavior is good, if our nature is good, if we are helpful, if we are really able to help others, what happens? God talks to us, and when He talks, we should listen. We should do that thing. We should obey, as we are obeying our parents, as we obey our elders and our teachers. We should obey the words of Almighty. That sometimes it helps if something comes in our minds, in our heart, that is good for us. Understood? So this is a very good lesson. You should read this lesson. Homework for you. All the new words are there. Find out the meanings of it. Solve the exercise that is there, and meanings are there, and write down, after reading the lesson, write down the favorite part or the character that you like, that the characteristics of or character sketch of Mr. Frisbee, Dick, Cook. Understood? How they behaved, what was there. So it is a good activity for you. Write it down, read the lesson very nicely. This is a homework for you, and every chapter go on reading. Understood? Don't be like that. Reading is good exercise, and read loudly, so your pronunciation also will be good. Understood? Okay, that's it for today.